trying to disassemble an XPS 700, 710, 720 case to properly convert it into an ATX case because it's BTX standard without using a motherboard tray. Instead, what I'm going to be using is remnants of an XPS 730 case. I'm going to see if I can meld the two into a proper case. So yeah, right now I'm just trying to tear down this, trying to get the power supply, and apparently this one, when I bought it, was the H2C unit. But this still has a power cable attached to it that I have to gingerly disassemble. So yeah, bear with me while I struggle. So yeah, I have a white power connector here that is connecting the H2C, but I don't have the proper tools right on hand, or do I? Yes, I do. To see if I can take off the two ears to get the power, the power socket off. Flathead. So, okay, so that's one side. Now, if that'll stay that way, and then other side. Nope. Of course, it wants to be finicky and nightmarish. Come on. Aha! There we go. So now the power supply can sit in there. And then the H2C can be brought out. And I'm going to see if I can try to adapt this to a socket 1150 Core i7 4970K. See if this will actually work on it. But I'm going to put this off to the side for right now. Stay, don't move. Get some of these extra parts and pieces. Just going to sit over there while I continue disassembling the case. I'm just double checking that this is still recording, and I'm going to move the camera so at least it has a better viewing angle. Okay, so right there and right there. Woohoo! Alright. So now, unfortunately with this power supply, with the 730, there was a big plug you could just physically disconnect. And unfortunately this one doesn't have that, it's all wired in, so gingerly take out all these cables. I'm going to take out the dead motherboard in here first. And yes, long 12-inch screwdrivers are required for these cases. Floppy cable. That's old technology. Alright. So take out the old BTX standard motherboard because apparently it's got blown caps, so it's not even usable anymore. Wow, that is a lot of screws for a BTX motherboard. Now I know why only two companies decided to go BTX. Dell and Apple. And in case you're wondering, BTX standard for Apple was the G4 MDD or mirror door drive, aka Wind Tunnel Max. The only ones that were BTX. And don't mind the noise outside, my windows are open to allow airflow. Alright. All the SATA cables are disconnected. More screws. Alright, so is this it? Yes, the board can be free. Maybe. Okay, disconnect IDE. Disconnect. What were you that fell? Oh! The back panel off. Oh, really? The audio ports were covered? With a blank plate? That's new. Well, probably because of an onboard sound card or PCIe sound card. Alright, SATA cables. SATA cables can come out. 2 out of 6. Another power. SATA cables, 4 out of 6. And the other SATA cables, 6 out of 6. Alright, that's the floppy connector. Oh, that would be the upper light, which you have to adapt those into the ATX standard. Because the old XPS lights, aka the ones that were in here and here, they all went into the motherboard with using these proprietary connectors. But yes, as for this board, no longer usable because blown cap, blown cap, blown cap, blown cap, and blown cap. And yeah, that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 screws to hold this thing down. Yikes. Alright, but the main thing I want to do is, with this whole back piece, I found out that you can actually take out the interior piece in here, remove that, remove some screws, and the back panel can come off, and then you can take off the whole back case assembly here, and then with some rivets here and here, and then minus a few extra screws, theoretically this whole back panel piece can be swapped out for the ATX standard. And that's what I want to do. But I'm going to try to clear up this case first. What's this? Oh, USB and IEEE 1394. Okay, so this can be disconnected. You can be disconnected. So we'll figure you out later. This would be oh, microphone headphone. So we're going to have to figure that out to a modern standard. Yeah, because that's using Dell proprietary. That's your audio cable. Wow. As sad as that is. Alright. So now, okay, so I will need to, so 2 of those cables go underneath, so those 2 can go there. The rest of these can be pushed through. And yes, Dell BTX uses 2 power connectors. Looks like ground 12 volts, whatever white is, more ground, and blue with white. Alright, so those can be hidden off to the side. And now I want to see if this main tray is held in with screws. Yes, it's held in with 1 screw. I need a shorter screwdriver. Let's see if we get some more light on the situation, which I don't know if that'll help or not. Alright, so in the back here is a measly screw so far. Alright, any more screws? Yes. So 2 screws in the back, just like the ATX standard, just in different spots. And theoretically this internal tray, which on the 730 is a 2-piece, the 700 is a 1-piece. Okay, so, aha! Okay, we'll take out the old I/O shield. Alright, so now, so this is the BTX tray, which has a, okay, it looks like the backing plate for the H2C with a lock. Aha! So they had a few ideas, Dell had. Part number KC275 with a date code of April 7, 2007. Interesting. Alright, so now I want to see, because yeah, this is the BTX floor pan. These are the ATX floor pans, because this one sits in, and then this one gets attached with an ATX board on it. This way, like this. So yeah, two for ATX, 1 for BTX, but I want to see if this plate will actually sit internally. Oh my God, it does. So I can use the original side panel for the BTX and put in, oh my, wow, okay, oh wow. This is going to be way easier than I thought. Okay, hello, power cord, move. Okay, those are saddle plugs, come on, move. Move your butt. That's 1, that's 2, that's 3. Alright, BTX power supply pulled out. Sit on the ground for all I care right now. Alright, IDE cable. And a very, very, very long, that looks like floppy, but I don't know what that is. Anyways, I want to see if this plate will go in. Yes, it will, but the back panel here needs to be removed. Yeah, no, you folks need to see this. I'm going to move that. How it actually clips into place. And screw holes all line up. And even that one. And that one. Screw holes line up. So yeah, once I remove this with the XPS 730 back end, which is still intact, I'm going to see if I can swap this which looks like it's only like riveted in certain spots, because that's all quick release. The 730 is thumb screws. So yeah, if this moves over, then all of this has to come out. Why is that zoomed in? I'll zoom out. So we will continue playing. Alright, so I'll take the ATX board out. Alright, so I need to remove the front cover to figure out the wiring for that front board, back cover, and then see if I can remove this whole shelf and the back, and then do a transplant. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 screws in the bottom, and then there should be screws up top. Should be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and then that side. Okay, that side one only holds the power supply, and then the screws for this back panel piece, which is going to be replaced with the ATX one because it's just plastic. That goes there, you go there. Any more screws? Yes. One right there. And another one right here. And another one right there. And the middle ones. I won't be able to remove much of the other ones until I get that back panel off. Okay, that back panel seems to be loose. So now we'll use the really long screwdriver. And we're going to take off the back panel. So that's those ones. And any more screws up? Yes. Okay, so this weird funky IDE cable has got to move out of the way. Alright. A couple of screws on the shelf. Okay, so the shelf is loose. Oh, in case anybody was wondering, this is the XPS 720 that I'm tearing apart. Was known as the Jet Black or Midnight Black edition, because the whole case is all black. Side panel, both side panels. Alright, so now that's all that. So now there's 4 screws left. One all the way in here. One. Two. 3. And this should be the last one for the side panel. 4. So now, aha! Okay, so the XPS 720 case. So I want to compare the mounting holes with the 720 with the mounting holes with the 730. And the 730 door is sitting over here. This is the 730 door. Oops. Screw from when I tore apart the 730. Okay, so those are all in the same spot, same spot, same spot, same spot, same spot there. Basically identical doors. Just Dell decided to finally go with ATX after a while. That one's bent, but it's bent upwards, it's minor. There, bent back. Okay, there. Yeah, these are both the same. So theoretically I can use, okay, how many more screws are loose in there? So yeah, I can use either the black or the silver. I probably prefer the black, but it's pretty scratched up because it was a used case. But that's also got the full badging, while this one is missing some of the badging. Alright. Okay, so that goes there. You go there. Alright, now we bring this up and continue with the other side. Oh, lovely. This has got the same issue as mine. Horrible glue. Yeah, it's supposed to be double glue, but it's not. On the 730 I had to use tape just to hold the top down. Alright, so now I have 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 screws, and then this back plastic piece can come off. Okay, so that's 1. That's 2. That's 3. And hopefully last but not least is number 4. So now why does it feel like something's still connected? Oh, because it's got a plastic rivet nut right there. I need to see inside. Oh, okay, it's because the screw was in there, it just forced itself open. So, I'm going to move the motherboard trays. And we'll lay this back down. Come on. Alright, where's my flathead? I just need to gingerly get that plastic. There we go. Alright. So most people, they hack this up to convert it to ATX. Me, on the other hand, if I can move 3/4 of this stuff, and going to convert it with the 730 ATX backside. And let's see if these screw holes line up. Okay, one at the top, two on the sides, yep. And then that one goes there, yep. I'm comparing the outside screw holes where they all line up. So one in the dead center, two on the sides, one here, one here, one here, one here. So in the bulge, one here, yep. One here, none in the bottom. As for this, that won't be utilized because the backside of that is different. But here and here. So yeah, the screw holes are identical across the pieces. And no, I didn't cut anything out of this. This is the way it came from factory. Because all the breather holes is in the back of the 730 case, just like the back of the 720 case has its own too. Before people normally cut it up with a Dremel or hacksaw or something, which I don't want to do. Okay, why are you not staying together? Well, because the glue sucks. Go figure. The glue always sucks. Alright, so now I need to figure out how this back panel is affixed. And I'm seeing rivets, but they're round rivets. Maybe. As for the... Actually, I'm just going to disconnect you for now because you're really in the way. There we go. There. Now you're not going to get destroyed. So yeah, this back panel piece, the whole shelf here, I'm going to see if I can remove the shelf and the back panel as one. And then I'm going to do the same with the 730 case and then put that in. As for this here, because mine doesn't have this, like the quick release, as these are, I'm going to see if I can adapt this into the ATX standard. So yeah, a little bit of drilling and, as they say, all that jazz. So I'm going to take a minor break and then I will resume when I'm ready to go again. Alright, sorry for the minor interruption. But, okay, so now I need to figure out... Okay, so with these here, I have to see if my rivets will actually work. Because yeah, I see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Oh, this back panel piece. I need to check something on the 730 for a quick second to see if that back panel piece actually lines up. Right there. can take all these out. Extra screwdrivers, tools, and a whole crap load of screws. This is the light for the rear, for the... Oh, interesting. This illuminated the PCI slots, while this light here only illuminates the I/O cover. Interesting. Alright. I'll take out all these screws. And an HDMI cover, wherever that came from. That's probably the RX 580 that I put in. And yes, this case is basically being built to become the ultimate Hackintosh. Alright. Okay, so now... And this is the complete back piece. This whole back piece and possibly the tray, or... Oh, cute. A Dell sticker covering. If I could drill out those and then... But... Okay, so these came out as a BTX. Where's the ATX ones? Ah, the ATX ones are black. Oh. But they're identical. So if I put rivets in here, those are going to block the rivets. Okay, so no, I'm not going to disassemble the shelves. They're just going to come out with the back piece, so I don't have to worry about trying to run these rivets out. It's just 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10 rivets I have to drill out and then put in brand new rivets. And then this whole back panel will come off. So why on earth would they paint those black and then these ones just left silver? Black for ATX, silver for BT. Really, Dell? Come on. But at least I have interchangeable parts. Alright, so I am going to go outside and I'm going to drill out these rivets and I will be back with the results. Alright, the two are out. So the back, along with the shelves, on both of them. And yes, a mod is truly not a mod without a little bit of blood. Alright, so this is the BTX one. I'm going to put it off to the side. And I found out that I can't pull just the PCI slot covers because the way this one goes around. And yeah, no, it'll be backwards if I try doing it that way. So, I'll put this one down for now. And then this is the case. And it's so unsturdy, it's not funny. Alright. So now, hopefully I didn't bend those too badly. And then, the ATX one can fit inside. And that is how you truly turn a 720 case into an ATX case without the hackery motherboard tray. Alright, so now I need some rivets. Oh, I need to clean those up a bit first because there's still some flashing from the old rivets. Yeah, so I got to clean those up first, so I'll be back. Alright, so now I'm back. I just ground down the excess of the rivet holes. So now Okay, you go over there. And now these should sit flush, which they do. So now I get to see if my assumptions are correct with the rivets. So I just have to see which rivets actually fit. Alright, so I have, those are too small and too short. I only have one view. Too small, but not too short. Alright, so then these ones are 3/16 by 3/8, 3/16 by 3/8. So now, so they'll fit in those ones, but they won't fit in those ones. So I'm going to have to do a little bit more drilling. Yeah, I need to enlarge the case holes to 3/16 in order to actually put in the rivets, and then from there I can seal this all up, and from there it'll start off to be a case. So I'll be back yet again. Alright, so now the holes have been drilled out to 3/16 of an inch. So now, when you put everything back in, everything should align with the rivets properly. Oh, come on. Don't make me out to be a liar. Probably be this guy. Yes. Press that so that doesn't get in the way. And then now that goes in, and you go back into there, and you. Yeah. All right. So now I need to. Do I have something long enough for the ends of those? Yes, I do. An old screwdriver that doesn't work anymore. So now, instead of using a screwdriver, actually use a proper hammer. Because I need these rivets to go down. What the? Let me guess, I didn't drill the outside holes to 3/16, I just drilled them enough to pop out the rivets. Oh, it's gonna be one of those days. Alright, I need to pull you out. Gently pull. Ouch! Get out of there. There we go. Alright, well the case has been drilled to 3/16, so okay, so you might have to drill them bigger. Just one tad bigger than 3/16 because, yeah, they're not going in. Well, some of them are, but some of them aren't. Alright. Alright, so drill the one size bigger than 3/16, and then these rivets will fit. Be back yet again. Alright, so this time the holes have been drilled out to 11/64, so one stage higher than 3/16. So now, the rivets should theoretically just drop in. Yes. Three, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and then I'll worry about the 2 afterwards. So, all right. So that's one. Okay, let's do this one over here. Just keep everything unified. Two. 3. 4. So now, just a preview, wonder and awe. Front style, 720 to ATX without hacking up the case. Alright, we're finished putting in the rivets and the side rivets for the shelf, and then we can start with reassembly. Alright, so that's the 8 in the back. And now, the 2 here. One and 2. All right. And we have the beginnings of an actual ATX XPS case. Alright, so yeah, the rivets on the bottom there will interfere with this bottom DVD-ROM drive area, but I'm not worried about that because I think I only have 1 or 2 Blu-ray drives which will be sitting in the tops. But judging by those front entries, oh, they're completely blocked off anyway, so there's no breather holes. Wow. No breather holes. Yeah. Alright, so this is the LED for that, which you're going to have to adapt. I forget. If I remember correctly, but these ones here, it was a ground, and then whichever wire turned on, either the red, blue, or green, or whichever combination to turn to purple or something like that. So I might be able to just turn these into like a 3-pin or 4-pin Molex or fan connector, and then hook them up to a 12-volt Molex. Because I'm pretty sure these lights were 12 volt. If not, I can convert them down to 5 volt and have them run. As for the original LEDs and the front panel, I'm going to have to do some hackery to figure out how to get those to work. Other than that, well, definitely one step closer. Well, in that case, since, yeah, that was the majority of what I wanted to do, I will pause the video here and then resume it once the case is more so together to show an ATX motherboard actually going into the 720 case. Alright, well, I put in the interior side, or the side panel. So yeah, basically the same black one that came off of it. And now, I'm going to move that light cable out of the way. And now for the, oh crap, before I did that I should have put on the back plastic panel. Let's see, how many screws were there? ATX plastic panel. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4. I might be able to get away with using the long screwdriver, maybe, without having to take everything off again, which, that was tedious. And I lost the screw, there we go. Alright. Okay, so for the upper ones, I can just use the short one. Yeah, okay, so that one right there. Alright, and then another one right there. Okay, one more here. And another one here. One in the center there. Where's another deep thread one? There it is. And two more there. One and two. All right, and of course, well, maybe the long screwdriver might work to get that one in there. I thought you're supposed to be magnetic. Oh, they're aluminum, that's why. Okay. Go in there. Yes! Yeah, it's not fully seated, but we're getting close. Come on. I'm trying to keep this kid friendly without swearing and cursing and screaming at this case. Come on, where's that screw? Come on. There we go. Okay, so that one's in. Next one. Oh dear Lord, it's all the way over there. Alright, well, next! Okay, I don't think that one's going to go in. Not easily. Not without me taking off the side panel again. Because yeah, this one goes up top. Well, it's not really going to move, so, but just to give you an idea, it's looking like a proper case now. No hacking involved. So, yeah. Alright, as for the ATX panels, I don't know if you can see it there properly, but the first one goes in and it slides in. Slides in. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 screws. And then this one, which goes this way, goes into this side here. Come on. Come on. Okay, those need to be moved just a little. But in its defense, oh no, you're way off. Okay, so why? Oh, because the middle tab. Duh. All right, so, and then yeah, 2 screws in the back. And then I have the retention bracket for this 1 screw. And this actually will hold properly. Oops, sorry. An ATX motherboard. Completely and honestly true. Just a little bit of minor adjustments, but that's, oh, that could be this board too. And then 2 screws, 1, 2, which hold the actual plate in place, and then a complete rebuild. Done. And then, yeah, whatever wiring for this to get all this working. But I'm not worried about that right now. The actual motherboard for this project isn't showing up for a few more days, so I have some grace. But, like I said, I wanted to show you that an actual 720, 710, even 700 series XPS can be properly converted to ATX using a 730 donor. And until that time, I bid thee adieu.